Good evening, I'm Kay Pike with Historic Connersville, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the USS Connersville. Fayette County has lost many fine men to war over the years. Two of them come to mind when discussing a ship named Connersville. The first is Reginald Fisher, a young man from here who was killed when a German submarine fired a torpedo into the Jacob Jones off the coast of England on December the 6th, 1917. One of his friends from another vessel would tell later of visiting Fisher the day before the attack. He told the family that Reginald was writing a letter to them and seemed to have a premonition that he would never see home again. The local American Legion Post 1, first in the state of Indiana, is named for him. Another Fayette County son named Glenn Sample, a popular local barber, was the first of ours to die in France. He was the victim of a mustard gas attack on April the 13th, 1918. He died 5 days later. One of his friends from Fayette County survived and told the Sample family that he was with Glenn in the hospital when he died. The friend told of the kindness of the Red Cross nurses, surely a comfort for them knowing he wasn't alone. Our local VFW is named for him. The sisters of these two young men would soon be recognized for a happier reason. Fayette County was the first county in the United States to reach and surpass its goal in the thrift stamp drive. We also had the highest number of servicemen per capita of any county in the nation. That led the community, with the help of Congressman Richard Elliott, to launch an effort to have a ship named in honor of Fayette County. Letters were sent to Washington, and Mrs. Woodrow Wilson, who had been assigned the naming of ships, sent the good news on July the 26th, 1918, that she had chosen the name Connersville. She asked that a local girl be named as sponsor, and that the girl would be honored by launching the vessel. The citizens went into immediate action. There was a parade with a marching band, and a plan was devised to choose the lucky lady. Coupons were sold at the banks, drugstores, and cigar stores at a penny per vote for a period of several days, with the money raised going to the Red Cross. Ladies were invited to submit their names, and 12 entered the contest. When the votes were tallied, over 200,000 had been cast, netting over $2,100 for the cause. Ethelyn Sample had 82,000 votes, and Mary Fisher had 62,000, with the rest divided among the other contestants. The count was finished late in the evening, and Miss Sample was notified at midnight that she should be ready to leave early the next day. She and her mother had decided that the dress she had worn to the senior prom would be appropriate, but she needed shoes to complete the outfit. A call was made to a local merchant, and Hugo Williams of the Con Williams Shoe Company rushed to the store to meet her needs. The Lexington Motor Company donated the use of 4 of their automobiles for the trip to Ashtabula, Ohio, for the dignitaries who would be attending. They set off early in the morning with banners on the cars advertising the occasion. Mrs. Florence Sample, the widow of Earl, wasn't sure she could make the trip over the rough roads, so to surprise her daughter, she secretly went by train. However, she returned with the party by automobile. The trip was enjoyable, the party arriving a short distance from the shipyard the evening before. They were welcomed by the governor of Ohio, as well as being warmly greeted in towns along the way. The Connersville, a freighter, weighed 3,500 tons and was 300 feet long and about 50 feet wide. Ethelyn reported that it slid effortlessly into the water as she broke the bottle of champagne on its bow and said, "I christen thee Connersville, good luck and Godspeed." As she was performing the christening, the factory whistles blew and church bells rang at home in Connersville from 11 until 11:05 a.m. on September the 13th, 1918. The remnants of the champagne bottle used in the christening were displayed for a time at the Holberg clothing store. After the war, the Connersville was decommissioned. and sold for commercial use. It reportedly sank sometime later. Nevertheless, the effort put forth for the Connersville was a shining example of how our community can and should pull together for a common goal. Miss Sample went on to college and became a teacher. She married Charles Theaters and raised a family. The Theaters family moved to Chicago for a time, but came home to Connersville. So here's a picture of the USS Connersville, and this was a replica made of it.